we're going to give our honest review of Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at EPCOT in Walt Disney World. So stick around to hear our thoughts.
Yeah, so Cosmic Rewind has been out for a couple years now, but actually just a couple months ago was the first time that we actually got to go on it. And there was a lot of anticipation about what we were hearing and a lot of excitement to actually get in and see the queue and the pre-shows and everything else. But we didn't really watch any kind of videos or anything of it online, so there wasn't a whole lot that we really actually knew about it. We just had heard a lot of good things.
Kind of went into it blind a little bit.
Yeah, which was fine because, I mean, everybody raved about it and everybody was like, dude, this ride is so cool, it's so amazing. And so, well, we did finally get to ride it, and why don't you share your thoughts about it?
Yeah, so to start, like, I've only seen Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one, like one time a long time ago. It's not super, like, I'm not super into that. So I didn't have a real connection with the theming of it, as far as like that wasn't a big draw for me. But I did find like the pre-show part of it and, you know, the queue and stuff. I found it interesting. I thought it was well done. For the little bit that I knew of Guardians of the Galaxy, I thought they did a decent job of tying things in. And I'm sure people who actually like are big fans of that franchise probably appreciated it a whole lot more than I did. But I thought it was well done. I thought that the pre-show rooms, like, I thought it was very interesting kind of how they, for lack of a better word, like herd you through these 3 different rooms. It was, I know Disney does this quite frequently, especially with these big like e-ticket attractions that usually have a long wait. They have these pre-shows that like you start in one room and then you go to another room and you have a couple minutes, then you go to another room and have a couple minutes before the ride even starts, kind of to make you feel like your ride starts a little sooner so you're not quite as antsy. So I think that's actually really smart. Like, it makes sense. If you're gonna have to wait, you might as well have something that's like at least kind of getting you in that world or giving you some immersion in that.
Yeah.
So I think that was well done. And, you know, the story that they're telling of like, you know, this breakout or whatever that's happening, like it was cool. It was fun. So I did enjoy that. And the ride itself, I'm just gonna like say straight up right now, I don't fully believe that there are any other songs other than Conga for this ride, because we only got Conga. You rode it a couple different times. We only got Conga. So I don't know, maybe somebody out there actually has gotten one of the other ones, but it seems like a myth to me. But
she's just kidding.
Kidding.
We know that there are other songs.
Yes,
but
we do.
That's the way it felt.
It did. We were so hoping to get one of the other ones, but you know, it's fine. The ride itself, like, it was very unique and very cool. I personally struggled with it a little bit. I'm not someone that tends to get motion sick frequently. Like, I have no trouble with like Flight of Passage or most other anything with screens. I don't usually have trouble with, or even just actual motion. But for whatever reason, I think it was because the ride vehicle actually does spin while you're moving. It was a little bit too much for me. And this is kind of a long ride, you know?
Yeah, it was a decent length.
So there were a couple points kind of midway through. I think you kind of go through this one room that it was like pretty much black. And I was sitting there and I'm like, okay, I can do this. Like, I can make it through this ride. But I was about done at that point. So I was really shocked with how affected I was by the motion of it, because like I said, that's not usually an issue for me. The ride was super cool. Like, the track was amazing. The movement, if it hadn't made me feel kind of nauseous, was really cool. Like, it was fun, but I got off the ride and I was like, okay, if I tried to like get right back on that ride, it would not be good.
It wouldn't end well.
It would not end well. And I was like, okay, that's going to be a ride that's like a once per trip kind of ride for me. I cannot do that over and over again. But I thought it was really cool. I thought it was super well done. And I would ride it again just to see if I could get a different song.
Yeah, to see if that is actually true, that there is more
that there are actually different songs.
Yeah. So I would agree with a lot of what you said. I mean, I do think that the pre-show setup that they have with a lot of the rides at Walt Disney World is pretty genius.
Yeah.
Because like I said, it kind of helps you to like feel like you're starting your experience and getting through and getting closer to when you're going to get on the ride, and it helps you to maybe be a little bit more patient. Although I've heard for people that have ridden it, a lot of times it's more of like, oh, we got to sit through this. But
yeah.
I don't know. We like it. We think it's good, especially that third room where it goes all dark and then it gets bigger.
Right.
It's pretty cool how they do that. And then once you do finally get on, and then it takes you through, and then you get launched backwards, that's really cool. And like you said, the way that the ride actually swivels, I think overall the ride in of itself is probably one of my favorite roller coasters that I've ever ridden anywhere. It's just a fantastic ride, and I am a big thrill seeker and love roller coasters, and so that says a lot about kind of me saying it's like one of my favorite roller coasters or favorite attractions that I've ever ridden. So just overall, I would say it's a fantastic ride. It's phenomenal in just about every way. I do understand how some people would get motion sick from the ride, but thankfully I didn't have any troubles. Like sometimes it depends on the ride, like Mission Space, or there's been a couple other rides, Tower of Terror, that I don't always do so well with, but this ride I didn't have any problems with, and just really super enjoyed it and thought it was just absolutely incredible. So I would say that if I had to rate this ride, I would probably give it like a 9 to a 9.5 out of 10, just because it is just absolutely exceptional.
Yeah, and I would probably give it an 8. Again, not because there was anything wrong with it, but for me personally, like I said, I'm not that super high thrill seeker. So for me, it was a little bit intense, but I still enjoyed it. And I think, again, the quality of what that ride was really well done. Top notch, absolutely. So I can't knock it for anything other than me personally. It was a little bit rough to get through for me.
And you didn't like the song choice.
I didn't like the song choice. Yeah, if I had gotten September or something, like I might have been like, okay, I'll give it a 9 for that. But yeah, I kind of knocked off a point for Conga. No offense to Conga, but I wanted to groove to something a little bit different.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, the song in and of itself was fine, and I know a lot of people, that's what they want when they ride it, but that's all that we got, and we were hoping, I was hoping to get Flock of Seagulls, and I wear my sunglasses at night.
Right.
So, but it is what it is, and hopefully maybe the next time that we get to ride it, we'll maybe get a different song, or...
It gives us a reason to try it again, for sure. As if you needed another reason.
Yeah.
I maybe needed another reason to suck it up through it, but...
Yeah.
But no, I would say it was a great ride. It was, like I said, high quality, very well done. Theming was great. Yeah, no complaints other than me personally just having issues with the motion of it.
Yeah, so the Imagineers really did a phenomenal job. Just really did fantastic with this ride and everything about it. And we are not super Marvel fans or Guardians fans, and so again, we can just appreciate it for what it is, but we know that with the theming, it still was really well done. And yeah, the ride itself was just fun and enjoyable, and it was a good length, and the thrill was great, and just kind of the innovation with the ride was really cool to see. And so
yeah, it's definitely unique, that's for sure.
Yeah. So I'm excited to hopefully ride it again soon and be able to try to see if we can get a different song this time.
Yeah.
So with that, those are our thoughts about Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind at EPCOT at Walt Disney World. And if you did like this video, please like and subscribe and stick around on the channel. We have a lot of other Disney content, tips and tricks, and other hotel and room reviews and resort tours and things of that nature. So if you want to check out some of that content, please click this video here.